What if I told you that the teachings of Jesus weren't just about morality and salvation, but something far deeper, something that's been hiding in plain sight? According to Rudolf Steiner, the teachings of Jesus wasn't just about how to live a good life, but about the fundamental nature of reality itself: birth, death, the evolution of human consciousness. Steiner's exploration in the Mystery of Golgotha, Christ's incarnation, crucifixion, and resurrection, reveals that this event wasn't just a moment in history, it was a turning point in human evolution. Before Christ, humanity had a very different way of perceiving reality, one where birth and death were barely considered at all. But then something changed, and that wasn't an accident. So let's break down the hidden teachings of Jesus that Steiner uncovered, and most importantly, what they mean to us today. So long before recorded history, early humans didn't think of life the way that we do today. According to Steiner, their consciousness was dreamlike and fluid, and deeply connected to higher cosmic beings. They didn't see themselves as separate from the spiritual world, and they had direct access to divine wisdom. But here's where it gets interesting. These cosmic beings never spoke about birth or death. To them, human existence was part of an eternal cycle, and physical life was just a brief passage. There was no fear of death because there was no awareness of it in the way that we experience it now. Over time, human consciousness shifted, and we became more aware of ourselves as individuals and more rooted in the material world. Suddenly, the connection to the divine was fading. Fear and uncertainty crept in, and humanity was left with a massive void, one that ancient teachers had never prepared us for. This is where Christ enters the picture, not as a religious figure, but a necessary force in human evolution, bringing knowledge that had been missing from human consciousness. Steiner argues that Christ's incarnation was not about saving humanity in a conventional sense. It was about transforming human consciousness. Before Christ, humans had no direct understanding of death. But through his life, death, and resurrection, Christ reveals the deeper truth. Death is not the end. It is part of an unfolding spiritual reality. When Christ took on human form, he experienced something that no other cosmic being had: death in a physical body, and through that he bridged the gap between the material and the divine. His resurrection wasn't just proof of an afterlife, it was an initiation for humanity. It provided a direct demonstration that the soul is untouched by death, and this shift was crucial. Before Christ, human evolution was leading towards deeper entrapment in the material world. The spirit was fading into the background. Christ's mission was to restore the lost connection and show that we are more than just our physical bodies. He didn't come to make life easy. He came to show us how to reclaim our spiritual nature, how to navigate birth and death without fear. The problem is that his teaching was supposed to be directly experienced, not just intellectually understood, and as time passed, that direct connection was lost. So in the earliest days of Christianity, the teachings of Jesus were passed down orally. His followers didn't just believe his message, they lived it. They experienced spiritual reality firsthand, understanding that death was just a transition, and that the divine was within them. But as Christianity institutionalized, something changed. The raw spiritual knowledge that early Christians possessed was replaced with dogma. The teachings became externalized, focused on laws, rituals, and structures, rather than direct experience. Steiner suggests that the true essence of Christ's message wasn't meant to be contained within a rigid system. His resurrection wasn't about creating a new religion. It was about giving humanity the tools to evolve spiritually. The problem is that most of these tools were lost, buried under centuries of doctrine. But the remnants of these hidden teachings still exist, and some of them can be found in the teachings of ancient yogis. So Steiner draws on the comparison between the teachings of Jesus and the practices of ancient yogis. In the distant past, yogis had a direct method for accessing higher knowledge. Through deep meditation and an intimate connection with nature, they could see the spiritual world in ways that modern people struggle to comprehend. But here's the key difference. While ancient yogis could glimpse these higher realms, their knowledge was incomplete. Steiner suggests that their insights were often temporary, giving them moments of divine perception, but not a complete understanding of the mysteries of life and death. This is where the teachings of Christ stand apart. While ancient methods could lead to powerful experiences, Christ provided a permanent transformation for human consciousness. His resurrection didn't just open the door for a select few, it created a universal path for all of humanity to reconnect with the divine. This is also why early Christian rituals like communion were so significant. They weren't just symbolic, they were meant to realign people with their eternal nature, offering a direct link to spiritual knowledge that had been lost. But as time passed, even these deeper truths were buried. So at the heart of Stein's teaching is the mystery of Golgotha, the idea that Christ's incarnation was the most significant event in human history. Through his death and resurrection, he didn't just demonstrate life after death. He fundamentally altered human consciousness, making it possible for us to know, not just believe, that we are eternal beings. Steiner criticizes modern theology for losing this core message. Over time, Christianity became focused on external beliefs rather than inner transformation. But the truth is, Christ's message was never about following a set of rules. It was about awakening to the reality that we are more than just physical beings. This is why Steiner's teaching is not about creating a new religion. Instead, it offers a way to discover what was lost, a way to reclaim the spiritual power that has always been within us. The Mystery of Golgotha wasn't just an event, it was an invitation for humanity to move beyond fear, beyond limitation, and to recognize that the soul is untouched by death. And that's why this knowledge was hidden for centuries. So for me, Steiner's insight into the hidden teachings of Jesus challenges everything we've been taught about Christianity. Whether you believe in the historicity of Jesus or not, doesn't really matter. His teaching reveals that Christ's message wasn't about faith, it was about transformation, about shifting human consciousness to a level where death is no longer something to fear. This is why the story of Christ is still relevant today. It's an ongoing invitation, a call to remember who we truly are. So the real question is what will you do with this knowledge? I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to like, share, leave me a comment. I always love hearing from you guys. If you're new to our channel, don't forget to subscribe and join our growing community of like-minded people. As always, thank you so much for your engagement and support. I look forward to seeing you on the next video. Bye for now.